Welcome to Dr. Jester Rants, and I'm gonna rant about this from Boundary to Comics. Egypt's Ministry of Tourism and Archeology lambasts Netflix decision to raise up Queen Cleopatra. Says, quote, it competes with the simplest historical facts, end quote. I am sorry, Egypt's Ministry of Tourism and Archeology. I'm very sorry to bring this up to you, but somebody's grandmother has said that you are absolutely wrong and that the Queen Cleopatra was absolutely a slay queen type of level. I am so very sorry, you know nothing. Jada Pinkett Smith and the directors and the people behind this documentary are the ones who know everything, even the historical facts. History is wrong. Can't you just see? Netflix is the one who is right. The director behind this in Netflix is right. Jada Pinkett Smith is right. How dare you suggest those powerful, strong, independent woman say that you're wrong? How dare you? Historical facts be damned. What's more important, facts or feelings? Huh? I think it's pretty clear here what's more important. How dare you? How dare you do this to poor Jada Pinkett Smith and her grandmother or somebody's grandmother who said that school is wrong and Cleopatra was black. Okay, I can't do this anymore. Yeah, that's how much sarcasm I can put in. Not even I can pull this thing that much. I actually have to comment on these idiots here who managed to do the entire docu-series peddling a false narrative and still not feel uncomfortable. Jesus Christ, I felt uncomfortable even doing the sarcasm. Right, since you're already familiar with all this retarded nonsense, and I've covered this on, 3 videos by now? Maybe more? Unsure at the quantity, but it has been uncomfortably long. And uncomfortably a lot. Right, moving on. Here it is what they said. Here is the Egyptian Ministry of Archeology and Tourism. Ministry of Tourism and Archeology. There you go. I'm gonna highlight this one here first. Especially because the film is classified as a documentary and not a drama, a classification which requires the owners of the industry to investigate accuracy and refer to historical and scientific facts in order to ensure that the history and civilizations of people is not falsified. Well, I am so very sorry to you, dude, but history needs to be changed into the new world of identity politics. We are back to Nazi era of racism. You cannot even beg for them to change this because history needs to be changed. History is wrong. Facts are wrong. What's more important? Feelings or facts? Okay, I can't do this. I can't do this. Netflix, go fuck yourself with a big, gigantic, unlubed pineapple with a goddamn leafy bit first. Right, let's read what he said. A statement issued by the Ministry of Tourism and Archaeology of Egypt regarding Queen Cleopatra's movie to be released on Netflix. Well, not the movie, docu-series, but details. The Secretary of the Supreme Council of Archaeology confirms that Queen Cleopatra was light-skinned and Hellenic features, Greek. How dare you suggest that? How dare ya? Yeah, I can't do it. I'm trying to milk it, but I can't do it. Queen Cleopatra works and statues are best evidence of her features and Macedonian origins. Referring to the documentary series announced by Netflix over the coming period and in advance of Queen Cleopatra on May 10th, in which its heroine, who plays Queen Cleopatra 6/7, has African features and dark skin, sub-Saharan Africa. Confirmed by Dr. Mustafa Waziri, Secretary General of the Supreme Council of Archeology, said that the appearance of the heroine in this body is a falsification of Egyptian history and a blatant historical misconception, especially that the film is classified as a documentary and not a drama. The owners of this industry have... Okay, you already read that bit, but it's important to note again. Because how dare you suggest that this thing here is real? Would you bitch goddamn fucking shut up? You're fucking retards. Go fuck somewhere else. Right, ancient Egyptian mummy genome suggests an increase of sub-Saharan African ancestry in post-Roman periods. Yeah, sub-Saharan Africa. Where is sub-Saharan Africa, you ask me? Well, it's pretty simple. Here it is, sub-Saharan Africa. There was a very big, large fucking desert in, well, let's just say a kitty litter-sized desert, separating these empires and civilizations from these empires and civilizations. And it was pretty hospitable, crossing all of this area to get here. So neither side was aware of one or the other. So, in other words, Sub-Saharan Africa did not know Europe existed. Europe and the Mediterranean and the Middle East and Asia did not know that these fuckers over here existed. Neither these guys knew these fuckers existed. So, what gives? Why are you trying to say that these people were in here? Oh yeah, because, once again, historical facts be damned. Here, if you doubt me, here it is the known world, according to Eratosthenes, in BC 220. Do you notice a certain lack of, well, I don't know, rest of Africa? Yeah. And then you can see here on the map, once again, that are already mentioned in the other videos, you can see the details. Here in the Middle East and the Mediterranean, you can see the details is quite more recognizable. You can see the details, it's more detailed because that was the known world. That's the... This area here is where most of the smart people responsible for mapping where the civilizations occurred, and it was mostly traded here in this area. That's why this entire area here it's more recognizable. And the more you go up and north, it became even harder for these people who lived here to go. And you can see here that they only have just a generic, very superficial knowledge of what is happening. Britannia, which is England, you can see here, it's technically not quite like this. Even Ireland, as you can see here, it looks not correct. So the further you go out, the more it becomes muddy, or more blurry, or less detailed. These people. Like the same thing here, as you can see here on the old map. Oh, let's see. Let's zoom in a little bit. As you can see here, you can actually recognize most of this region here, but the moment you go up, it becomes even harder. Look, you can see here how it is. So, are you trying to tell me that this region, which was not on the maps of the region back in the day, was somehow communicating with the Egyptians around here? That seems odd, isn't it? But anyway, here is an actual picture of Cleopatra. Don't you think it's a bit, it's racist because he was black and someone independent woman queens. Right, where was I? He added that archaeologists and anthropologists should have been referred to when making such a kind of documentary and historical films that we may witness on civilizations and history of nations, noting that there are many Queen Cleopatra artifacts and depictions on coins that confirm its true shape and features, which they all show of Queen Cleopatra's Hellenic Greek features in terms of light complexion, drawn nose, and fluffy lips. Right. And confirmed by Mustafa Waziri. Why is was this translated? Ah. Yes, it was. Ah. So, that explains it. But not bad. At least it's comprehensible. Some translations, well, take it back 15 years ago, it was difficult. Alright, says that the state of rejection of the field witness before its screening comes from the heart of defending the history of Queen Cleopatra VII, which is an important authentic part of ancient Egyptian history and away from any ethnic racism, certainly on the full respect of African civilization and our brothers in the African continent that unite us all. In which Dr. Nasser Mekawi, head of the Egyptian Department of Archaeology, Cairo University, that Queen Cleopatra's appearance in this film and this body competes with the simplest historical facts and the writings of historians such as Plutarchus and Diocletius, who recorded events of Roman history in Egypt in the reign of Queen Cleopatra, who affirmed that she was light-skinned and that she's pure Macedonian origins. Before we continue, here is, well, a book that I try to keep it as close as possible to actual historical facts, but actually adding a bit of fantasy. Right.
Night. We are born of sin and crime. We are repentance personified. We are immortal. We are legend. We are God's wrath made manifest. And we know no fear.
Right. So, let's continue. Where was I? Right. He pointed out that Queen Cleopatra VII descended from the ancient Macedonian dynasty that ruled Egypt for 300 years. You already all know that. Let's move on. Biological studies, DNA studies conducted on ancient Egyptian movies and bones confirm that the Egyptians do not bear the features of Sub-Saharan African. I think it should be translated to Sub-Saharan Africa. Whether it's a form of the skull, genital anthropology, and DNA biological acid. I think he means DNA or deoxyribonucleic acid. Studies conducted on mummies and bones confirm that the Egyptians do not carry the features of Sub-Saharan Africa. Oh, there you go. Now you translate it properly. In the form of skull, the width of the foreskin. Oh my. The width of the nose and the expansion of the upper jaw. her appearance, body, organ ratio, height, length, distribution, and density of body hair. The fact that we see a great diversity between the features of Egyptians is due to the progress of this land being built, the stability of its inhabitants, and their melting to every stranger within their space. Look, if they did not throw a temper fucking tantrum when there was an actual Israeli actress slated to actually portray Queen Cleopatra, it just goes to show that they are really bothered by this. Netflix is actually fucking things out. Hey, who knows, maybe Egypt will do the same Bud Light thingy that has happened recently. We can only hope. But really, Israel and Egypt, they have had a couple of wars. And they kind of tend to hate each other, mostly Egypt hating Jews, but details. And they still didn't have a problem with an actual Israeli actress was going to depict her. And yet somehow they have a problem with this. It goes to show that you should not fuck with history in Egypt, even though they tend to actually whitewash history when they lost the wars in 1973 and 67. Details. Moving on. She added that the sculpture and statues behind us and the ancient Egyptians and temples and tombs depicted the Egyptians with features similar to that of modern Egyptians in terms of eye color, hair and skin softness and density of hair of men and women, even the skin color, the presence of color eyes, which are depicted in some ancient country statues, and even when some of the embossing techniques of the 21st family changed and they began to... I think the translator began to get tired and we can actually see it's going downhill, the translation. Began to paint the mummy's skin to look like in her first life. They painted the man's skin in brown color and the woman's skin in light yellow, confirming that what was drawn and confirmed on the walls is a fact recorded by ancient Egyptians himself. Yeah, they do have a point in here. The Egyptians tended to paint men with a darker skin color. The more they were outside, they were darker in the paintings. That does not reflect or mean that they were in fact black. But women who tended to be inside doors more often, less exposed to the sun, they also painted them with a lighter color. And in most cases, the Egyptians also painted other things with different colors to represent different meanings, especially black, with the god Osiris. That does not mean that Osiris was in fact sub-Saharan African, even though he had the head of a dog, but still. In what Dr. said, Katrina Martinez, head of the Dominican mission and former of the Temple of Taposeris Magna, West in Alexandria. Although there are conflicting views about her race, it is certain that she was born in Egypt in 69 AD, Giggity, from Macedonian origin, a sign that by referring to the statues and coin left behind, the queen asserts without a doubt that Hellenistic features, which is clearly seen in the marble bust preserved in the Berlin Museum from the 1st century BC, and is wearing a royal crown and the eyes Lusitan with a drawn nose and delicate lips, plus another half statue preserved in the Vatican shows with sub-features, marble head shown in it wearing a headscarf, as well as a number of coins depicted by the same Hellenistic body. And then they show the examples over here, which proves once again that Netflix is absolutely wrong. But do not worry, Egypt. According to Netflix, according to the woke-tards, Greek people are in fact black. Yeah, I've heard that excuse before, and I was as appalled as you are. I could not believe it myself when I read it. It just goes to show that these people are absolutely goddamn fucking creatively fucking bankrupt. I can't fucking wait for the list of actors to come out so I can actually update my woke washing list, which is nearly 300 race swaps in the last couple of years. It just goes to show that Hollywood is not only creatively fucking bankrupt, but they are trying to actually rewrite history. They are trying to rewrite history. This is just absolutely fucking retarded. Well, the Egyptians also ended up doing, as you can see here, they ended up doing a petition, which Change.org cancelled it because it was too, well, racist. Not quite racist, in fact, they actually went out of the way to pretty much say that they disavow with white supremacy and racism and all of those retarded nonsense. But because he dared to question the Afrocentric movement, it was deemed wrong and Change.org pulled it out. It is another thing. Phys.org, the first genome data from ancient Egyptian mummies, which shows exactly what I goddamn fucking said, and the Egyptian Ministry of Tourism and Archeology said. Now I got his position right. Right, so, Netflix, can't you just go fuck yourself? Oh, not goddamn fucking hell. Have a great fucking night.